Alright guys, yeah, I just thought I'd make another video, just a quick video about the film M3GAN. I just thought I'd make a quick video on it. Yeah, I went to see M3GAN recently, and I just thought I'd talk about it a little bit, sort of my opinions about it and stuff like that. So just if you haven't seen the movie yourself, just be warned, I'm gonna openly talk about it. So I don't want to spoil the film for you, but if you have seen the movie, definitely stick around to see what I think about it. Yeah, I really enjoyed the movie. I've seen it three times in cinemas, and I saw Avatar 2 twice in cinemas. Avatar 2 was brilliant. I saw it in IMAX. IMAX 3D in Dublin, on its opening weekend. I just absolutely loved it. Really loved it. I think it's a brilliant movie. Really well done. Just pure excellence. Everything. It's so many. Obviously, David Cameron. So many different. You can see so many other movies in it. You know, there's a bit of Titanic. There's a bit of Terminator. There's a bit of Aliens. You know, you look at some of the Na'vi in it, and their weapons. Some of them look like pulse rifles. You imagine they'd have pulse rifles and stuff. And I just loved the look of it and everything like that. But I just wanted to quickly talk about M3GAN. Oh, also just a quick note that look forward to an Alien unboxing on the channel. I recently picked him up in Smith's. He was on sale. And I picked him up. I just loved the look of him. I loved the green of it. I'm a big fan of Aliens, so definitely look forward to an unboxing of him. There's other ones there. There's the red one there as well. I might grab the red one as well. But so definitely, just a quick note. Just look forward to an unboxing of him. I don't want to just kind of made some notes. I don't want to ramble too much, but yeah, so it's just written down as M3GAN film 2022, an American science fiction horror film, directed by Gerard Johnstone, written by Akela Cooper, from a story by Cooper and James Wan, and starring Alison Williams and Violet McGrath, with Amy Donald physically portraying M3GAN and Jenna Davis voicing the character. She's the voice behind it. So directed by Gerard Johnson, produced by Jason Blum, James Wan, screenplay by Akela Cooper. Violet McGrath is the child. Amy Donald is plays M3GAN. Yeah, I really like the look of the doll. I just think she's very fashionable. It's a very smart movie. It has loads of sort of social commentary about parenting, social media, the toy industry, artificial intelligence. I'm normally a wuss with sort of horror movies. I don't like too much blood or gore and stuff, but I thought this movie was really great. The touches of horror, the fashionable doll. I just love the way she looks. I don't know. I'm just drawn to it. I'm just drawn to it. You know. Yeah, the social commentary about parenting. I'm not sure. The toy industry. The soundtrack. Yeah, the soundtrack is really good. The music's really good. So it's basically the child, Violet McGrath. She loses her parents in a car crash early on, and then a relative is entrusted with the care of the child, and she is a toy designer. I wanted to quickly harp on so the other movies that remind me of the whole thing about another creature or another toy or the doll sort of experience of the world, brand new, you're sort of seeing the world through new eyes, through new eyes, I like that aspect. It reminds me of loads of different films like Battle Alita. Battle Alita, that's another kind of alien, not alien, like android that was sort of rebuilt and then sort of experiencing the world, her reality, and trying to navigate it and stuff. I also made note of sort of Wally. Wally is another robot character with that's a much of a love film. Wally trying to experience in the world like that as well, and I kind of mentioned batteries not included as well, just to throw that in as well. There's a robot film. There's so many. I just think it was really funny. I thought M3GAN was really funny. I liked the introduction of the doll, where she should have made it. Oh no, the kid Von McGraw, she wanted to. She was sort of lonely, and she wanted someone to play with and stuff, and so her care, or her foster mother, or the lady looking after her, Alison Williams. Yeah, she's really great in this. Like, so she's a toy maker. She's sort of making these furries and stuff. I thought it was just really interesting. I love the start of it where it was like the first shot is like an ad, just like, you know, perpetual pets. You know, her dog died, but she got a toy instead. Like, it looked like an ad. The first time I saw this movie, I thought it was like an ad. I thought, like, oh my god, another ad. But then it opens up and it's in so sort of furry things. I love the whole idea of these crazes. I don't know, I just love the whole style of this movie. Like, you know, I believe it did quite well. Like, I didn't look at its total box office numbers or anything like that, but I believe it did quite well. It was actually did very well, and I know that they're going to make a sequel, so I'm kind of excited about that. The idea that M3GAN might come back, or another version of M3GAN is really cool. But if there's M3GANs, if there's more M3GANs, it'll still be interesting as well. You know, like aliens. But I like the fact that this was the first one. This one, where it was just like one doll, M3GAN, and it just I loved. She was sort of you know, the doll was really like learning about the world and helping her, like, you know, remember to flush the toilet, remember to wash your hands. I thought it was really funny, and like she was reading her stories. That's what I love, that shot of like where M3GAN's sort of reading the girl sort of Alice in Wonderland stories, and she's doing all these different voices. I thought it was really good. Yes, it is. The scary aspect is that artificial intelligence, or the potential of being able to make these toys for real, that would have artificial intelligence, and to be able to record your voices and play them back, and then that's an interesting idea. And then the touches of horror, like the her neighbour was doing all the washing, power hosing, and she didn't like that. Her mum didn't like that, and she was sort of giving out about that. And then and the dog next door. You can see a quick glimpse of the dog hitting the door, and then like the hole in the fence, and then like the girl is like playing with M3GAN, and one of her. I really like that shot of like where M3GAN's sort of inside looking out at the world through the window, and the kid sort of has a bow and arrow and shoots one of these like plunger thing that sticks on the window. I don't know, it seemed to grab my attention. The other thing it was in that scene where there was a little moth on the window, and she sort of zoomed in on the little moth, and she was just going, you know, like data was flowing, like, oh, this is a little moth. But then she zoomed in on the helicopter. I don't know what the significance of the helicopter is, but maybe, I don't know, maybe it was nothing. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. But the fact that she sort of zoomed in on the helicopter was sort of similar. Like, that's a small bug, that's a bigger thing. Like the helicopter. I know, just the whole fascinating thing of like seeing the world with new eyes. I find really interesting. You know, I liked where they're in at work, and the woman sort of reveals Megan. I would like you to meet someone, and Megan's sitting there, and it's Megan, and she will like sync with you, or she'll bond with you, and you know, Megan's like, hello, let's draw pictures. I don't know. I loved it. I loved the fact they were in a kind of sort of a nursery sort of room, and they were sort of looking in at this sort of scene. I just found it really interesting. And then the horror touches on top of that, like where I don't know whether before that where they were having dinner, and like, you know, put your thing on the coaster, and put your glass on the coaster, and like Megan's like, isn't it insane, you know, that water evaporates on the outside of the glass, something like that. I just thought little unique things like that really interesting. And I think with the iPad, like just giving the kid the iPad, so that's for entertainment's sake, or maybe that's the commentary on that, like a parenting, you sort of hand the child the iPad, and the child just goes through the iPad. There's no real human interaction there, you know. And then the tipping point is where she has a bow and arrow. She's missing one of the arrows. She says, "Oh, Megan, can you help me find this arrow?" And it was underneath. Megan spotted it underneath the hole in the fence, and so she goes over to the hole in the fence to grab this arrow. But of course the dog was there, and the dog's like, you know, grabbing Megan and like bashing her around. Like, I just thought it was really cool. And Megan sort of, after this, sort of Megan gets up and her hair's all like frizzed, and like she has this stare. She's sort of staring at the lady, realizing that, you know, that all this is happening, you know. And like the woman is like, the next door neighbour's like, you know, you should, like, it was your fault for like going underneath the fence or whatever, or the dog was too violent, you know, you should need to watch your dog and all this kind of stuff. And like and the dog actually bites the little girl's arm, Violet. And but that night Megan goes to kill the dog, you know. But there's a steady shot of like, you know, come here. I forget what was the name of the dog. I remember. I can't remember what the dog was called. But she was going, "Here's Sporty, whatever." She was doing the voice, like, and then she grabs the dog. We can't see it, but it's just like a quick flash. But I just thought that was cool. And then like at the end, the little lady's looking for the dog, and she's like, "Where's the dog? The dog's gone missing," you know. And then she suspects that it's her neighbour, you know. And like there's a therapist round as well, sort of because of the trauma that the child went through. They're sort of keeping an eye on the child as well. But what else is good? Yeah, so the dog passed away, and then Megan sort of suspects that it... No, they don't suspect that it was Megan yet. No, they go to... the child goes to this sort of kids summer getaway, and like Megan isn't supposed to go, but Megan's there, and like one of the team leaders there, "Oh my god, we have more people," or whatever. And then she's like, "Oh my god, it's a doll," or whatever. And she's like, "Can I bring Megan?" And the mom's like, "No, you can't. She's like high tech, whatever. She's like not ready for the public yet." And but she brings her anywhere. She says, "We can put her at the doll's table with all the other toys." So she does, and there's a daily shot of her like with the other toys, and she's just looking down. Like, just really cool shots in this that I really like. And then there's this other kid who's not so nice or whatever, and he gets paired up with this girl, and they go off into the woods, and then you realise that Megan's gone missing, and this boy is sort of acting you know, acting mean, like with the conker, she picks up a conker and he crushes it into her hand, and then you just see a shot and Megan's there. Megan's just sort of standing there, and he's like, "Who's that?" And he's like, "Oh, she's Megan, you know, she's paired at me." And he's like, "Make her talk, whatever." And like he just grabs her, and this is a bit over the top, but he grabs her and sort of runs away with her, and like she's trying to catch her and all that, like, and she has her down on the ground, and he's like punching her, slapping her and all. No, he slaps her nose, and he takes her away. He takes off her shoes and all this. I'm like, the first time I saw the movie, I was like, oh god, what's gonna happen here? He's for sure gonna get killed, like, and sure enough, you know, Megan comes alive and grabs his arm and goes, "The problem with you people are gonna grow up to be these bad men, you know." And he's like, she starts pulling his ear, and his ear starts coming off, like, in this crazy way, like, really elongated, like. I just thought it was really cool. And then she has his ear and then she chucks it aside. The guy's obviously really freaked out, and he's like, and then she's like, "Now's your time to run," you know. It's like really like sort of horror tropes. And the boy starts like, and then she sort of makes a move, but then she sort of leans down and then sort of does this mad move along the ground. I just thought that was really cool imagery. And then he trips and falls on the road and gets killed. But now there's a lot of hullabaloo about what, like, who are creating these killings, how are these killings happening, you know, in quick succession or whatever. And then the lady next door maybe is suspecting something's going on, or it could be Megan or whatever like that. But then next time, you know, I think Chewy, yeah, the dog's like, Chewy. the woman is looking for Chewy, and outside at night, of course, and then she goes into the shed. She hears something in the shed, and like it's Megan. Megan comes up and goes, "Who are you?" And she goes, "Oh, I'm trying to figure that out." And she has like a nail gun, shoots a nail gun into her hand, like pins her down, and hoses her, power hose to death, obviously. Like, but we don't actually see that, but it's sort of again the horror touch, but it's not too full on. And then we see a bit of blood trickling down, and then now there's big suspicion about like who are these killings. Like, it's obviously Megan, you know, and the child is like, "Did you kill these that guy, or is that guy really gone to a good place?" And she's like, "Oh no, of course not." Or boo-hoo, you know. And then she starts singing. This is the other thing. She starts singing Titanium. I thought it was great. I really wasn't expecting that. She starts singing actually in the first time she meets Megan. She starts singing because she says she's crying over the trauma, and like she sort of finds consolation in Megan, and Megan says, you know, tell me something really special, tell me a happy memory. And she tells Megan a happy memory, and she recorded it and said, "I'm going to always remember this, you know, here, you know." And like, I love all that kind of stuff. It's just, again, really funny, like, and then she sings there as well. But Megan, like, I wasn't expecting her to sing, but so now the mother who created Megan is suspicious about Megan. She's checking her files, and like the files are corrupt or not accessible, and like she's like, "Oh, something's up here." Like, she's learned too much, or she's on a killing spree. She's trying to protect the girl, but at what cost? You know, it's just really interesting dynamic there. And then she's at the laptop, and then she closes the laptop, but Megan's there like, "Is there something wrong?" You know, it's just really cool like that. Like, and so, but she has this pen, and she holds the pen up to her face, and like, do you see this pen? And then she maybe there's some sort of emergency switch on her neck or something. She does the thing on her neck, and Megan goes to sleep, and she wraps Megan up in like bubble wrap. She ties her all up and all that sort of stuff, and has her in the boot of the car or whatever. She's bringing her back to the factory, or back to the place, to get checked out. Because she's a hazard, you know, she's killing these people, and like the kid's really upset. She's like, "What are you doing with Megan? What's wrong with Megan? I really like Megan, you know." And and she's like, oh no, it's dangerous, but like, I'm missing so much of this movie, but there's really cool bits in it, like, there's a cool bit where Megan's talking, and the lady's like, oh, this is a private conversation, you know, turn off, and she won't turn off, but so she starts doing this, and her volume starts going down, so it looks kind of cool. Anyway, and then Megan's sort of hanging up in this, in the lab where she was made, oh, there's a good bit. I'm getting off track here, but early on, where the people are having a conversation with each other, her workmates in the lab where they created the toys and where they created Megan, and they're talking about I can't remember, talking about deaths or something, and Megan sort of chimes in, and they were like, oh, Megan should have been turned off, but she's actually turned on still, and talking about death, and Megan sort of goes, do I die? You know, this is really cool, like, stuff like that, and then just really funny, like eye movements and all that, like, this is really funny. But at the end anyway, when Megan's sort of hanging up, and like, oh, they're trying to launch Megan, so they have this launch party, and but they're not sure about it, obviously she's not sure about it because the killings and all that, but Megan's sort of hanging up, and like, the workers are there and they're doing a bit of work, and they say, what's the story here with this code? This code is a bit off, and then all the lights shut off. They're like, Megan's still plugged in, you know? So unplug her there, and he goes over and he's like, why do I have to do it, you know? And she goes over and they sort of unplug her, and she comes to life, and she strings her man up, and then another lady tries to help him, but Megan on the way out sort of cracks this flammable gas thing, and the whole place explodes. But this is really cool. This is a really cool scene in it where the music kicks in, and like Megan's sort of like on the prowl, like, it's just really badass, really cool, like, good music. And then she goes down the hallway, and people are running away, going, "Oh my God, it's Megan! She's on the loose, you know." And like, this is the viral bit where she does the kind of dance and twirl and whatever. That's savage, like. And then she grabs this like samurai sword kind of thing, like, and then like, there's a guy in the lift. The guy in the lift is you know, he's been downloading stuff. He's this kind of interesting character. I'm not sure, up to no good maybe. I'm not really sure. He was trying to copy files over that maybe like confidential or something. He was trying to find them or something like that. I'm not sure. Really interesting character, but she kills the guy running away, and like, the other guy's like freaked out in the lift, going, "Oh my God!" And Megan sort of leans down and kind of goes, "Oh, it's because of you. I didn't kill anybody, Pete. It was because of you. You just weren't happy about your workplace, and you did this and you did that, you know." And then she has a blade at his neck, and he's like freaking out, and like, it cuts to a big crowd waiting for Megan. The doors open and the lift is two bodies, and there are loads of blood, and Megan just comes out, and a woman in the crowd turns around and just screams, "Ah!" And Megan like, and like, but then Megan just sort of leaves, and like, she's going downstairs, and she gets in this souped up car, and then I thought it was just cool, just really cool sequence. I also love the shots of like over the city. I love these shots of like over the cities, like New York. It's obviously a helicopter over New York, just flying over New York, and you see all the lights. I don't know. I love those scenes. I love scenes like that, especially on the big screen. They just look unbelievable. Like, I just love those scenes. And then so Megan sort of drives home, and the lady's sort of really worried, and she's at home, and all the lights are off, and it's getting really freaky, and she's like, "Oh no, Megan's coming for us." She's really suspected Regan, you know, and like, of course, little girl's sort of going to bed, and then she goes into the living room, and sure enough, it's a really cool moment where she's sort of looking for Megan. It's kind of jump scares moment, but it's Megan sort of on the piano, do 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 do, and she's like, "Megan," and Megan gets up and starts talking about the killings, and like, she goes, "But you killed real people," and she goes, "Oh, boo-hoo, you know, people die all the time, you know." I just thought it was really funny as well, like, just the whole nature of it. Like, again, it's a dark comedy, sort of, I don't know, it worked for me. It just worked for me. Like, on that way, in the piano, playing the piano, like, I thought it was really great. And then like Megan sort of turns on the lights and goes, sit, you know, to her, like, I want you to be a better mother, I want to look after you and all this sort of stuff. And like, and obviously she's really susceptible to Megan. She's like, okay, okay. And there's a glass there, and she grabs a glass, smashes it on Megan's head, and she sort of comes defrazzled with the water and all that. Just a deadly shot. And then the little girl comes in, is trying to come in, and Megan's sort of doing the voice of the lady saying, don't come in here. If she comes in here, I'll kill you, you know. And anyway, the little girl doesn't come in, but Megan's sort of frazzled, you know, with the glass smashing the water on her, and she sort of shuts down. And Megan has her neck choking her out, like, and she gets away. She pulls her hand away and gets away because Megan's sort of shut down because of the water. But then she sort of comes alive. And it's this cool shot of like, you know, she's kind of coming down the hall. It's all like defrazzled, like, and it's just savage, like. And then she goes into the garage, you know, and I'm missing a bit. I'm missing a crucial bit, but I could have done that. But yeah, early on, the whole thing was that, like, there was this other robot, this big huge robot, and like called Bruce, and she's like, this is early on. She's like, do you want to see about Bruce? But you might get freaked out. And she's like, I won't get freaked out. She's like, come on, have a look at Bruce, and like, this is how he works, and this is all his gyros and all that stuff. And why doesn't he have a face? And she's like, oh, you're right. And she kind of puts goggles on and having laughs. It's kind of cool at the moment. She's showing her what she's working on, these little furry things and all that. But the kid's like, oh my god, if I had a doll that could read me stories and look after me and play with me all the time, I would never need a toy again. And that's where she's like, oh my god, yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm gonna try and work on this. But then Megan's sort of on the loose now, and they're in the garage, and like Megan sort of has her pinned down with like with a screwdriver or whatever. She's gonna go for, but then she turns around. She has like a, what do you call it? A hedge trimmer thing. I just, what's going on here? This is crazy. And she goes for Megan with this hedge trimmer across her face, like this is really cool, like I just thought it was that was savage, like and then she kind of gave her this mad scar thing in her hair. It's all crazy now, like all defrazzled now. Really cool look to it, like a Chucky look, like. And then the little kid comes in and she goes, Megan, and Megan kind of goes, oh, he's trying to console with her, and then things will be okay, and this woman here, she could be better, and she's terrible or whatever. And I tell her mum, she never gave us anything, never gave us anything, any encouragement, any great parenting. And the little kid's like, I want you to meet someone we didn't tell you about. And his name's Bruce, and she has these gauntlets that wake up Bruce. And Bruce sort of gets up, and he's this huge big robot towering over Megan. It's just deadly. I just love that. Like, and he sort of grabs Megan and sort of, you know, she's in control of the robot. She's just like smashing Megan, and then hanging her up. And then there's a moment of like where Megan sort of looks at the kid and sort of starts singing. I can't remember what it was. What was the song? I can't remember. I just thought it was really funny. But then she tears Megan apart and throws her body away, and then behind the thing, and like, oh, thank God, I think it's over now. But of course she comes alive and she's sort of crawling along, a bit like Terminator again, crawling along. But then the lady sort of grabs the thing and starts bashing her face and tearing the face off, and you can see all her innards and like the little computer, little CPU unit and all that. And she has the lady pinned down, like, oh no, this is all over. But then of course the girl gets the screwdriver and just shoves it into her face, like, and it's over, like, and then sort of you know, it's all over, and like, you know, the emergency services have arrived because all the hullabaloo, and like Megan's finally shut off or shut down or dead or whatever, like, and they're hugging, they're really happy. But then as they're sort of leaving the house, there's a quick shot of the little camera. There's like a little camera in early on. It's a really high tech house. There's a little camera, and so it turns around, so you kind of think, oh my god, was that Megan? Was that like Megan's AI or something like that? Just these are just my quick ramblings, like just talk about it really quick. I really enjoyed the movie. I don't know if you got to saw it yourself, like, but yeah, let us know in the comments below. I'm really excited to see a sequel. There's also other movies that are out at the moment that I'd love to check out, like, but these are just my quick ramblings. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you consider subscribing to the channel for more videos like this, consider liking the video, really helps me out, and I will catch you in another video. See you then. See ya. Bye.